Welcome back, everyone, to another year in Upward Bound. We're excited to see you all again and start the new school year, but we did have a Zoom meeting the other night, and we'd like to share some of the information in case you missed it. So here it is. So welcome to our returning current participant Upward Bound meeting. We're just going to share some information that is hopefully helpful going into a new school year. Some of you are brand new. Some of you have been with us for a long time. So we're hoping that not all of this is repeat information and just some reminders because sometimes we forget over the years. So just real quick, what is Upward Bound? And this is a great way to recruit. If you have people that are wanting to join the program, maybe you know someone who would be a great fit for Upward Bound, these are some bullet points that you can share with them. Upward Bound is a free program. You never have to pay for anything while you're in Upward Bound. Anything that we do, whether it's our trips, we have ACT waivers, food, we try to provide all of that at no cost to you. And of course, we're a college prep program. We prepare you for life after high school. One of the ways that we do that is through our tutoring. We do have Sharon Young is going to be returning as a tutor for Humboldt and Erie high schools. She's in the school, so you can find her there. She'll be starting next week. So if you have not met with Sharon before, if you're a student at Humboldt or Erie, she will come find you. She knows, she has a list of all of our Upward Bound students, and she'll probably be coming to find you starting next week. But I would meet with her as often as you can. She's a remarkable individual, and she does a fantastic job.
Yeah,
We also,
human being, you will absolutely love her. She is
yes,
incredible at explaining things and tutoring. So
yes.
look forward to that for sure.
We also this year are starting something new with tutoring. We're going to have online tutoring available to our students. So we're going to focus primarily first on the Chanute and Iola group. If you need tutoring, we're going to make sure that you have that, but we're extending that to everyone this year as well. It's through a company called the Academic Tutoring Company, and they also do a lot of our ACT prep. Some of you have sat through our ACT boot camps before with them. The same company is providing online tutoring for us this year. And again, that is free. That is no cost to you. It's a great and valuable resource, so take advantage of that. And of course, in Upward Bound, one of the biggest differences between it and its fellow TRIO program, Talent Search, is that you have the opportunity to earn stipend money based on your participation and your grades. So with that in mind, here are some expectations we have for you in the Upward Bound program. Number one, show up. That is the biggest way to get benefit out of this program, is just to be an active participant. That means coming to weekly meetings, attending Saturday academies, doing tutoring, those kinds of things. The more that you put into the program, the more you're going to get out of the program. We also expect that you meet our GPA requirements. We do have levels based on grade. So freshmen are going to be at a 2.5 GPA, and that's the minimum benchmark that we ask for all of our students is a 2.5. But as you get older, we expect you to kind of raise that GPA a little bit. You have a little bit more experience, so we expect a little bit more of you. So sophomores, we expect you to be at a 2.75, juniors at a 3.0, and seniors at a 3.25. And one way to boost that GPA is through tutoring. Again, we mentioned Sharon Young is at Humboldt and Erie, and for Iola and Chanute, or anyone that's interested in some extra tutoring, we have the online tutoring this year. So all you would need to do is ask us to set up an appointment for that tutoring, and we will make that happen.
Can I speak about that for a second, Dan?
Yes.
So we just met with one of the individuals from the Academic Tutoring Center today, and saw a lot of the different online things that you guys are going to have access to. And oh my gosh, are we excited. It looks so super cool.
Yes.
But one of the most exciting things that he mentioned to us was that for the tutoring, it's going to be, number one, individual, one-on-one. I know it's, we learned a little bit this summer that study groups and tutoring with a group is sometimes intimidating. So this is going to be something you can do individually. And even better than that, when you know that you want to do tutoring or know that you need to do tutoring, even if you don't feel like it, they are actually going to have, the company is going to have a short conversation with you, nothing scary, not an interview. Basically, they're going to match you. It's almost like online dating in a good way. But basically, they're going to get to know you and your personality and match you with one of their professional tutors who's a good fit for you. So if you already know, man, I love to talk and I don't want to talk to somebody who's quiet and who's not going to, banter back with me, they're going to understand that and put you with somebody high energy and somebody that's, not only really smart in your topic, but is going to be a really good fit for you. So I'm super excited that not only do we have Sharon Young, of course, who's my favorite human being on earth, but we have these new tutors who we have several, but they're going to be a perfect match for what you need. So that's going to be really exciting too.
And it'll be the same person every time. You won't get someone different each time you log on to do the online tutoring. So that'll provide a lot of consistency for you. All right, so stipends, let's touch on that again for just a minute. They are earned monthly, and each month you can earn up to $40 for your grades and participation. Now that's broken down here for you. You can see that you earn $10 for attending weekly meetings. Now you have to attend at least half of the weekly meetings each month in order to earn that stipend. And we'll talk more about those in just a minute. The Saturday Academy attendance, you can't really make those up. So you kind of have to be at the Saturday Academy to earn the $15 for that month. And meeting GPA requirements, we check grades every month. And you get $15 for staying above those GPA benchmarks that we mentioned earlier. And speaking of stipends, our summer stipends from this past summer program are here. So we will be bringing those to weekly meetings starting next week. Our weekly meetings begin next week. In the schools, we'll bring the stipends. And for those of you who are learning remotely, we just ask that you set up an appointment time by emailing us or calling us and set up a time to come get your stipend from our office. And then at that time, you can also return your computer and your other technology devices that you borrowed for the summer. Speaking of technology, we're going to have a Google Classroom this year. We're going to be doing a lot of our work on Google Classroom. Because we have several students that are learning remotely and we won't be able to see them every week like we see each of you who are attending in person at school. We will be utilizing Google Classroom to meet with them, but also to keep track of our in-person students as well. So if you would please write this code down or you can go ahead and I'll give you a minute if you want to go to Google Classroom and join this classroom, but it's going to be easiest probably for you to write this code and join the classroom at your own time. And John has shared that code in the chat if you would like to just copy and paste that into a message or email to save for later, or if you want to go ahead and join the Google Classroom now. We have a few things in there already, but again, most things are not going to start until next week. So you don't feel like you have to do anything in Google Classroom yet. Just join so that we can get that part taken care of before our weekly meetings begin.
If you're not able to do it right now, that's okay. We'll remind you next week during the weekly meetings so that you can go ahead and get that done. But if you can do it now, go ahead and just, knock that thing off your to-do list.
Yep, we thought we'd just give you a head start on joining the Google Classroom. So go ahead, again, write this code down, save it somewhere so that you can join our new Google Classroom for this year.
And that's not necessary for parents, by the way, just for students.
Right. All right, speaking of this summer, we're going to give you a chance, and you can type in a much longer response this time. You don't have to limit it to just 1 or 2 words. What did you learn from your experience this summer? And this can be students, parents, anyone, anything that you learned. It could be good or bad. We just want to know what this summer brought you in your experience. Okay. You can share in the chat if you'd like, or you can again go to the link that's posted up above, or text the number 37607 to send in your responses. Excellent, excellent. Very good. So we're all trying to gain some insight on what works, what doesn't work, and what we can do to move forward in this world where technology is becoming more and more prevalent, especially when learning is involved. It is very difficult to learn online. As a lot of people have mentioned so far, in-person learning is my preference when available. Definitely need face-to-face learning. These types of comments I see very often, and it is difficult to learn online, but we're trying to find ways to still bring about that experience for our students. And one way we can do that is to see what works from our virtual summer experience. I liked those interactive games as well in Spanish. Those were a lot of fun, and we're going to be actually using GimKit in some of our weekly meetings. Those interactive games were a lot of fun. It made learning online a little bit easier. Excellent. Well, thank you all for your comments. We're definitely going to be taking note. It does save your comments, so if you want to keep entering comments, that's fine. Tinkercad doesn't like me. Yes, Tinkercad is a difficult one. But again, feel free to keep entering your comments. It does save your responses, and we'll be checking those after this meeting. We miss seeing you too. It's very different seeing you all through a computer screen than seeing you in person. All right, so our weekly school visits this year, some of the times have changed. So we want to give everyone a heads up. Again, we're going to start next week with our weekly meetings. Humboldt now is on Tuesdays, right after school in the Media Center. So at 3:25 Tuesdays is our Humboldt meetings. Iola has not changed. We're meeting still Wednesdays at 2:45 right after early dismissal in room 211, we believe. They haven't told us otherwise yet, but that's where we're planning to have it, in Miss Dean's room. Wednesdays right after early dismissal for Iola. Erie has not changed. It's the same time, Thursdays, 9:55. We're hoping to have the same room there as well, but listen for the announcements so they can tell you exactly where to go. Chanute has also changed. We are now at 1:30 on Thursdays. Because of your block schedule, we were able to bump that time up a little bit, so we're hoping to not miss students as much because we're running into the end of the school day. So Chanute will be in the cafeteria as of right now. And then our virtual students, those learning remotely, and this is a great opportunity for our students who maybe miss their in-person meeting they can still come to our Zoom meeting on Thursdays at 4. So that's kind of a catch-all. It's a great way to make up a weekly meeting. If you miss your school visit, you can come to our Zoom meeting Thursdays at 4, and we'll be making sure to post that Zoom link in the Google Classroom so that you have access to that. And while we're on the subject of weekly school visits, we're asking for all students who are attending school in person to bring their Chromebooks and all of their other technology devices, the mouse, the headset, their calculator. Bring all of these things to your weekly school visit. Again, we're starting next week, so bring those with you. If you are not coming in person, again, please contact us, whether through email, through Facebook message, phone call, and let us know a time that works for you to come to our office. And you can bring your stuff then and get your stipend. So we have a tentative schedule for the fall. Of course, things will change, or we're hoping that they don't, but it's bound to happen. Right now, none of our Saturday academies are in person, except maybe towards the end of the year. We're hoping for maybe December to be in person. We'd love to have another banquet with everyone. It's something that we missed over the summer, and we want to give students that opportunity again to get together. So we're hoping to meet in person in December, but all of these will be virtual at this point. So we'll be posting this schedule on Facebook. It's in the Google Classroom if you need to find it again, but I would write these dates down. Take a picture with your phone, however is easiest for you to record these dates so that you can take off work, tell your coach, or we don't want you to really cancel your birthday, but we just really strongly advise that you try to attend all of these that you can. Again, the asterisk dates with the little star next to them, those are senior workshops, and only seniors are expected to attend. And those may be in person. We're going to try to see if we can get that worked out to where we can all meet together in the library or the Chapman Learning Center, the CLC that we usually meet at. But we'll get you more information about exactly when and where to be at the weekly meeting. So again, attendance is crucial, especially in a virtual world. If you're not putting the effort to show up, to find out what's going on, you may find that you're getting lost. So please, we'll do our best to make sure that everybody has the information. Please do your best to be there on these dates. And of course, sorry, Adrian, I made up this quote from you. I hope that's okay.
I love it so much. It sounds like something I would have said.
Okay, good.
In
okay.
fact, actually, you ruined it. I was like, I don't remember saying that. But Dan, listen to me. Wow. So now you're in trouble.
Yep. Okay. So here's some another opportunity for you. We'd love to hear your feedback on things that you would like to do this year. Maybe a lesson that you'd like to learn about, something that you'd like to do that you've heard. ACT prep, excellent. We're definitely going to be focusing on ACT prep. We have a boot camp scheduled for November. If you saw that on the schedule, we would love to be in person. Yes, we're going to try our best to make sure that that happens. And of course, at the weekly meetings, we have gotten permission from the schools to meet in person at your school. So come to those. Work on FAFSA together. Yes, we have a senior workshop dedicated to just that. Take a photography class. Interesting. That would be cool. We do have some clubs that we're interested in trying to start this year. to do some extra activities outside of the weekly meetings and Saturday academies, give you guys a little bit of a chance to experience some leadership roles in a club, because that's one of the great things that people notice on scholarship applications. They look for involvement in extracurricular activities. So if you can say that you were the president of the reading club in Upward Bound, that's a great thing to put on applications. Excellent. Get better at math and English. We actually, as Adrian mentioned, we're having the academic tutoring company not only provide online tutors for us this year, we are going to have a full-on online math and English prep program that is designed specifically to give you practice in those areas that you need the most help. And we're going to be talking about that at our weekly meetings in September. So you can find out more about that then. But we're really excited. It's a very cool program, and we're very excited about that. Interview prep, very good. We can definitely cover that at a weekly meeting. We'd love to tour some more colleges in person. Yes, it's not quite the same feeling when you tour a college online. So we're hoping that we can do some of that in person this year as well, or in the spring. It kind of just depends on how things go. Again, you can continue adding responses. Credit cards, excellent. We will see all the responses at the end. We will be able to go in and check the responses, so feel free to keep adding them in. But we're gonna go ahead and move on. These are all great ideas. Okay, so we want to touch really quick on rigorous curriculum. There is a requirement of the Upward Bound program that students complete a rigorous curriculum. Now, what does that mean? It's essentially a set of courses in high school that will prepare you best for what you will face in college. So now they recommend 4 years of English, 3 years of math, including Algebra 1 and 1 higher level math class, 3 years of science, including 2 of the following of either biology, chemistry, or physics, and then 3 years of social studies. Those are like your American history, American government, and 1 year of a language other than English. This is very similar to what some people refer to as the Kansas Scholars Curriculum, or the Kansas Board of Regents Scholars Curriculum. This is, they actually, I think, recommend 2 years of language other than English, but we're saying that you have to complete only 1 year of a language other than English. Now, most schools offer Spanish. Some schools offer sign language, which would count. That is a language other than English. So that's why we focus on Spanish during our summer program, because we want to prepare students to complete those courses. And so we focus on all of these classes during the summer except social studies. That's the only courses that we don't have a particular focus on. But they usually require those for high school graduation anyway. So if you have any questions about the rigorous curriculum or aren't sure if you are completing them, you can always talk to your counselor, or we can look through your PowerSchool and see your past schedules to see what courses you've completed and see what classes you still need in order to complete your rigorous curriculum. We're asking that all students try to make an active effort to complete these courses throughout their high school year. So when you're making your schedule each year, think about meeting this requirement.
Dan, do you want to touch on why that might be important?
Yes. So again, the rigorous curriculum, it's designed to prepare you for what you will face in college. So a higher rigor curriculum is going to be a little tougher. Yes, it is a little more difficult class load, but that's because what you're facing in college is going to be more similar to this and not, 4 years of walking class or underwater basket weaving. You're gonna be facing a lot of higher level math and science, and of course, almost all high schools require 4 years of English anyway to graduate, so that's not a surprise. But if you need help meeting these requirements, that's why we have tutoring. That's why we practice for ACT, because what you see on the ACT is exactly what you're going to find in these classes. So again, the reason we do this is to best prepare you for what you're going to face when you go to college. Speaking of the ACT, we have dates. So if you would like to write down, we have these on our website, so don't feel like you have to memorize these by any means. You can Google search and find ACT dates. We just want to give you a heads up on when some of the test dates are that are coming up. This is particularly important for juniors and seniors. We require that every student in Upward Bound take the ACT at least 2 times, and we will pay for it those 2 times. So don't worry about that. We do have an ACT waiver for you, but that's why we prepare for the ACT, because we want you to get the best score possible so that you can get more money for college. That's why the ACT is really helpful, is for getting you into the university or college that you want, and for getting you the most amount of scholarship dollars towards that university. So these are some dates here. Again, just keep these in mind. Juniors and seniors, we recommend juniors take the ACT in the spring of their junior year. So that would be in 2021.
And actually, I believe all 4 of your high schools will have an ACT day in February. In the past 2 years, every junior has been required to take the ACT or the work keys, which is very similar but more geared toward the workforce rather than college. And those are completely paid for. So you should, unless you're going virtually, which they may or may not, we haven't gotten as far as February yet, so I don't know what they're going to say about that. But you should be automatically set up to do it as a junior. So that does count as one of the 2 times you'll need to take it. So
Yes.
if you are a senior, which I think is only Brandy right now, you should have taken that one last year. And if you have not taken it besides that, we'll need to get you signed up for one of these test dates for your second test time. Again, and as as Dad said, Dad Dan said, yes, we will pay for those, and or your high school pays for it. So there's never any concern about cost related to that. We always take care of it.
Right. All right, and one more reminder. These are the bullet points that we encourage you to mention when you decide to tell a friend about Upward Bound. Anyone who might be interested, give them these bullet points. Say it's a free program, prepares you for college, they offer tutoring, and you get to earn money. Of course, you can mention any other number of things that you'd want to tell them, all the fun things that we do. But they do have a meeting just like this. We're going to have a Zoom meeting for them September 3rd, which is a week from today, next Thursday at 6 o'clock. So let them know that we have a Facebook event, and you can feel free to share that Facebook event with them. We're inviting all people that are interested in learning more about the Upward Bound program next Thursday at 6 o'clock.
And could I say something about that?
Of course.
Thank you. Obviously, everything is more fun when your friends are there. So it would be great for any of you to invite any siblings that you have that are in high school. Remember, the requirements are they must be 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. And then there are a couple of other eligibility points as far as family income levels and or how many or what your parents or guardians went to college and their education level. But some of you might have invited some friends last year and we said, oh no, I'm sorry, we can only take students who are XYZ criteria. Starting next week, we are starting a whole new fiscal year with the Upward Bound program, which means some of those requirements are back to zero. So if you had a friend come to meetings and we said, oh no, I'm sorry that they don't meet the requirement, they might be eligible again starting as of September 1. So we have rules we have to go by when using the government's money, so we've always got to look at those. But luckily, they start over on September 1. So long story short, invite anyone and everyone you think might enjoy it or could use assistance getting to college.
Absolutely. All right, we have one more chance for you to respond by asking any questions that you might have. And John, did we get any questions in the chat?
We have not got any. If you would like to send us a private question, please feel free to do that as well, and stick around so we can answer those for you as well.
So returning Chromebooks is going to be the same time that you get the money from the summer program. So this is going to answer both of the questions so far. The Chromebook you can return at the weekly meetings if you are going to school in person. And we will be bringing the stipend checks to your school as well. So you'll get your stipend and we'll get your the Chromebook and everything back. And then if you're not going in person, you should send us an email or a Facebook message and set up a time to come return your stuff, and then we'll give you your stipend check. How will the Chanute students have the meeting during other classes? That should not interfere with other classes. That I believe Thursday at 1:30 begins your advisory period or something to that effect, and that is going to be you'll be able to leave that and come to our Upward Bound meetings at 1:30 on Thursdays. That's what we've been told. Will we get a list of the fall Saturday academies? Yes, there is a schedule. Again, it's posted in the Google Classroom right now. We will post it on Facebook as well. That was that kind of teal schedule that we showed you earlier. We'll be posting that again very shortly on Facebook, and it's in the Google Classroom. So if you need to find it, it's also on our website. Thank you, John. Our website is in the chat. You can go to our website. It's for those of you who have never been there, you won't notice any difference. But those of you who have been there before, we just recently revamped our website. So go check it out. And you can find any information there that you might need about scheduling. The classes or the weekly meetings are going to last about 30 minutes. That's typically the weekly meeting time, and the Zoom meeting on Thursdays at 4 will also last about 30 minutes. So that's, yeah, typical weekly meeting time. Saturday academies last a little bit longer. Those range anywhere from a couple hours to most of the day. And we'll be letting you know exactly when those are and how long they'll be when we get closer to the actual dates. Show us the meeting times again. Again, on our website, if you go to our website, you can find the weekly meeting times by clicking under services. It's one of the main menu bars up at the top. You can click services and then click on weekly meetings, and you'll find our weekly meeting times there. But again, those are going to be, Humboldt is at 3:25 on Tuesdays. Iola is at 2:45 on Wednesdays. Erie is at 9:55 in the morning on Thursdays. Chanute is at 1:30 on Thursdays. And the Zoom meeting is at 4 on Thursdays. New
For
people
any-
can, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I was just going to say, for the confusion about Chanute, it should just be like what last year's was considered Comet Time. So you won't be missing out on any academic classes to go to the Upward Bound meeting.
Correct.
Although that does bring me up to another thought that so for anyone who's meeting after school or during advisory period, when sometimes other clubs meet, that's okay. We want you to be as involved as you possibly can be. So if you find out, oh no, I have a FFA at the same time as Upward Bound, the only thing you would need to do would be to find us at our usual meeting spot. You sign in really quickly to show us that you had planned to be there, and then you go off and do whatever else you need to do. So we want you to be involved in everything that you can. This also goes for Saturday academies. So as Dan mentioned before, it's kind of hard to make up a Saturday academy, but that doesn't mean you can't be involved in forensics or band or dance or whatever else you do. You would just need to give us an absence form that tells us that what you're doing is something academic related. And those, of course, extracurricular things like that are academic related. Those are the things that we would consider excused and not hold against you. Things like I have to work or it's my baby niece's birthday party in Hawaii are not considered academic, and so they would not be considered excused. And that's why we give you the schedule so far in advance, so far right now, so that you can hopefully reschedule those things. Maybe not the birthday party, but maybe you could find a day to go there other than that Saturday Academy.
Yes. And again, for the weekly meetings, if you're going to have to miss a weekly meeting, come join us on Thursdays at 4 for our Zoom meeting. That's a great way to still get credit for the week and not get behind and miss out on anything that we might have done. So you can definitely make those up at 4 o'clock on Thursdays for our Zoom meeting. And we'll post that Zoom link in the Google Classroom so that you have access to that. How do new people apply? If you would like to refer them to our website, that's going to be probably one of the easiest ways for them to get the information about our program and apply. Our application is right on the home page. So if they would like to go to our website, you can copy that link that's in the chat, or we're going to have a link to the website in the Google Classroom as well. Almost everything that you need in the program is going to be accessed on the Google Classroom. But new people, we'd like to refer them to our website for more information since they aren't admitted to our Google Classroom yet. So I would definitely send them to our website, or they can get an application from the counselor's office at school. The counselors all have our application available to any student that's interested. So that's another great place to send them, is to the counselor's office. Do we have any other questions at this time? We want to thank everyone for coming. This is, we know it's difficult sometimes, especially we saw in the challenges, people are facing Zoom fatigue. That's just another Zoom meeting, but we would be happy to meet in person if it was available to us. I know that that's kind of a difficult thing to do right now, but thank you again so much for taking time out of your evening to join us. We really appreciate your patience with us as well.
And I want to thank the parents and guardians for joining us too. It means so much to have your support, and that, just another person who's also interested in those goals for your student. So, we can gang up on your student and make them do their homework. Just kidding, only a little bit. No, but thank you. It really does mean a lot to have your support and your involvement. That's incredible and really beneficial for the program and for your students. And students, I miss you so much. I wish I could hug you. I really do.
Yeah.
I will try my hardest to not jump and run and hug you as soon as I see you. We'll do a social distance hug because I need it. I miss you guys.
But we do look forward to seeing you, those of you that are learning in person, we look forward to seeing you at the schools next week. Again, if you need our weekly meeting times, you can find them on our website. We'll also be posting that on Facebook. So keep an eye out there as well as the schedule for Saturday Academies. We'll post both of those things on Facebook. And if you're learning remotely, we look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 4 on Zoom. So we hope that everyone's off to a great start this school year, and we look to continue that on and stay strong no matter what happens. We're in this together.
100%.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you soon, whether that's in person or on the computer. So thank you all so much. If you think of any other questions, please just reach out. You know, we're always around. And that's an adorable puppy, Alyssa. Thank you for showing us.
Yes.
Everyone always gets bonus points for showing us their animals, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you students next week.
Thank you. Take care.